wonderful day to you, wherever you're listening to us from, and thanks for staying tuned to Sunrise FM 96.1. We're glad to welcome you to A Stitching Time, coming to you from Sunrise FM 96.1. My name is Precious Chikwekezi, and I'm glad to welcome you once again. And on today's edition of A Stitch in Time, we'll delve into a critical aspect of public health and safety in Nigeria, looking at NAFDAC's role in consumer protection. You know, NAFDAC's work promotes healthy living. And when you talk about healthy living, you talk about the promotion of overall physical health. You talk about the improvement in mental health. Then boosting the functioning of your immune system and so many others. Because it is what you eat, what you put into your mouth, what you eat, what you drink, that in one way or another it affects your health, whether you like it or not. So that's why people should actually be very careful about what they eat, and that's what NAFDAC does. And you should know that, in case you don't know, NAFDAC is National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. They ensure that everything you eat is the way it should be. They play a pivotal role in ensuring that the safety, the quality and efficacy of food, drugs, cosmetics, and medical devices across Nigeria are the way they should be. And to discuss this issue, this matter, I'm talking about NAFDAC's role in ensuring consumer safety. Consumer, that's you and I. So, to discuss this issue today, we have in the studio our special guest. Our special guest is pharmacist Iluyomade Martins, FSI. He is the Zonal Director. He is the Southeast Zonal Director of NAFDAC. We're glad to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Moving on, before we delve into the topic of today, can you give us an overview of the responsibility of NAFDAC?
Okay, thank you, Precious, for having me. It's a good opportunity, listeners, for us to discuss this very important issue of that has to do with our health. NAFDAC has to do with everybody's health every day. There's nobody any day that doesn't consume something that has to do with NAFDAC. Nobody. And so what is NAFDAC? National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. We are an established arm of government that is set up by law to control the manufacture, importation, exportation, sales, distribution of food, drugs, cosmetics, packaged water, chemicals, detergents, and everything that you have to use that to fall into that. Under food, you will see have drinks and others. So somebody will just say it's only food you drink. Anything you take in, and medicaments that you use, vaccines and everything, all of them have something to do with NAFDAC. We regulate them to make sure that they are of the best quality, and that when you use them, they are used for intended purposes, and you get the kind of results you are supposed to get while you take them in. So that is what NAFDAC is actually in there for. So as the saying goes, we safeguard the health of the nation. Thank you.
Okay, that's very good. We give kudos to NAFDAC in what they are doing already, even though we're expecting them to do more than they've done already. Yes, just like you said, in safeguarding our health. But then there is no good work that comes without challenges.
Yes.
So let us into the major challenges you faced in terms of trying to control or enforce or trying to ensure that manufacturers that abide by the rules and regulations guiding food production and all.
So, thank you very much. In a diverse country like ours, we have over 200 million Nigerians, and you have to cater for their food, cater for what they drink, cater for what they use. So, our first challenge was that most of the things that we use, especially drugs, were coming from outside the country. And so we have to find a way to regulate them and So it's one of the challenges we have, and at the time we're having over 80% coming from the Asian countries because that's cheaper, and so we have all manners of things that go with that. But the agency also, we are trying to keep abreast with that challenge. Another challenge we have a lot of people who will not want to play by the rules, who will want to cut corners, even locally, who will want to cut corners, do what is not expected of them, just to make sure they have the maximum gain. Example is we have some cases where we are investigating right now. I like to use live examples. We have cases we're investigating right now where a supposed medicament does not have a single active ingredient inside, only cellulose. And then the person will be selling it in the price of the normal drug, and somebody will use that and it won't work. So we have those challenges, and you cannot really rule it out in the kind of population like ours. But NAFDAC is looking for, we are doing everything to be a little bit a step ahead of the game. We are talking about challenges. We also know that we have a lot of borders in this country. Nigeria is one of the biggest borders in the world. We are bordering how many countries, and then how many staff we have to man all those borders, how those things come in. So it's part of the challenges, even though the management is working seriously on that. We know that the expectations on us is quite high. The expectation on NAFDAC is quite high, but based on the resources we have, we are doing the best we can to make sure that Nigerians can hit well, take medications well, and then get results that they deserve to.
Amazing. Okay. You've already said talk to us about the things, the challenges you're facing, but then I know that NAFDAC has a goal to achieve.
Yes.
In achieving this particular goal,
Yeah.
there is need for collaborations. Is there any way you're collaborating with other stakeholders, like the healthcare providers, like the security agencies, at least in terms of the border that you talked about?
Thank you very much. One of the new way of working now all over the world, best practice is synergy and collaboration. So we have that with different security agencies, and we have that with also health practitioners everywhere, because our work touches almost everybody.
Yeah.
And so we have that kind of collaboration. In enforcement, we have collaboration with security agencies, and then the last work we did here in the Southeast, I want to speak about the ones we did. The works we did in the Southeast is a very good example of collaboration, because all the security agencies, almost all the security agencies were together with us in doing those assignments. Even today, just before coming to this studio, just coming in from Ogbete Market, where we removed some fake drinks in the market, and it was a collaboration between us and security agencies. In other health practitioners, we collaborate on a lot of programs, because NAFDAC cannot stand, we don't stand alone. We collaborate with the Ministry of Health here, the State Ministry of Health on different issues, and there's a level of, some programs we run through them. All of that. So there's that collaboration on all fronts that we do. Thank you.
It's been helpful. The collaboration
very,
has been
very,
so helpful.
very, 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 very much. I think if I'm going to give you an example, I think last week the State Ministry of Health, they had some training on breast milk substitution and all the substitutes and all of that, and our staffs were part of the people there. So that level of collaboration is going on between NAFDAC and all the health institutions and practitioners.
Okay. In addition to that, in Southeast in particular, that you are in charge of, can you let us into some of the notable achievements you've made, apart from here in Enugu, other states around that you're covering?
Yes, as we all know, Enugu is the headquarters of the Southeast, even though some states will want to agree to that. Let me just say that Enugu is the headquarters, it's the administrative headquarters of the Southeast, and that's why my office is here in Enugu, because it's the administrative headquarters. But we walk around all the states, Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo, and here we work around. I think in December there was this major market in Abia State. It's called Cemetery Market, and we had a major raid there where we destroyed about I think over 200 places where they manufacture fake drinks.
Whoa.
Call them live. They've been having a field day for a long time. So it's a notable achievement that has not been done before. We were able to make sure we bring that down, and it went viral actually that period, and everybody saw, okay, wow. And I think the awareness to me was the key thing, because people are not conscious of what they drink.
Exactly.
People are not conscious of what they put into their mind. Especially it came at that type period when people have stocked their houses with all manners of drinks and all of that. So the awareness to me was vital, because now people are not conscious of where they buy, what they drink, and all of that. And so we did that, and we've also moved to other places in the southeast. Like Obete here, we've done a lot of work, and like I told them, we are just starting. We are going to do a major cleansing that people can walk in, buy anything within Southeast. As long as we are here, you can walk in, buy anything that number controls, and make sure you are getting the best. So that is an ongoing work, and a lot of work is going into that. And in the coming days, we'll be seeing a lot of these things, that a lot of programs we are working at.
Apart from what you've done already, or what is ongoing, can you tell us the measures, exactly your plans, or the measures in place or you're employing to combat the proliferation of drugs and food adulteration?
Okay, thank you. One of the things that we are putting that people will have noticed was not there before, at least before my arrival, is increased surveillance. So right now, I can tell anybody, basically, if you are doing the wrong thing as far as NAFDAC product is concerned, it's just a matter of time.
You'll be fished out.
We will be fished out. So we have increased surveillance everywhere, and that is ongoing, and that's what is bringing up all of these things we have. Like, last week we arrested somebody in his house where he was manufacturing, in this enemy, where he was manufacturing fake and adulterated wine in his house. So there's increased surveillance everywhere, and we still have a lot of intelligence we are following as far as leads, as far as different substandard and manufacturing of fake products are concerned in the southeast. So we have a lot of that ongoing. So those are measures, and then we are also doing enforcement. Apart from surveillance, we enforce and make sure. Like today, we still send somebody to prison. Today, we send somebody to court. So we are taking all the measures so that to serve as deterrent to people. Somebody was just sent to prison today because we arrested the person we caught the person in the act.
Today? The person was caught today?
No, the person was caught I think last week, but was sentenced today at least.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to ask you if you have a mobile court.
No.
That can sentence somebody immediately.
No. It's a process, you know.
Oh, okay.
But what I would say is that the long arm of the law will catch up with anybody who is doing anything that is illegal, as far as food, everything registered product of NAFDAC is concerned in the Southeast.
Okay. But do you work with whistleblowers?
Yes, we do.
And they've been helpful? They've been helpful,
and I would now plead with the public, because we are not spirits. We work with information. Anybody who has something, who knows something, and if you refuse to say something, then you are part of the problem. So please, if you see something, make sure you walk into the nearest NAFDAC office, at least in the southeast. You don't have to mention your name, you want to be anonymous and all of that, and you can be sure you're going to follow up on those things. The thing is that all of us have to work together to sanitize our environment. If you keep quiet and say it doesn't concern me, that product or that thing you say is bad, that is being produced, and you might not consume it, but you may end up family or any other person might end up being the one to.
And at the end of the day, you will also be affected.
At the end of the day, you also will be affected. So I think it's a collaborative effort that we all of us have to do to sanitize this our sector, the food and drug sector, so that the health of Nigerians can be safeguarded.
And that brings us to public awareness. So how important is public awareness campaigns in ensuring consumer safety?
We cannot overemphasize that. Very, very important, because part of the things we have done since I came in here was to organize stakeholders' engagements. That's creating public awareness, letting people know what to do, what not to do, how to go about things. We've done that. In fact, I think I've done that in all the states in the Southeast since my arrival. So we are doing, yes, all the states in the Southeast, and we're doing a lot of work on public enlightenment and public engagement to let people know. And we have a lot of programs on radio, NAFDAC and Your Health, also showcasing the different things that NAFDAC is doing from even not only the Southeast, all over the nation. We are also we're on the, I think we're on even on Enugu. We're on the program. We're on the radio station in Enugu here, and then
maybe you also come here so that we'll also run your matters.
So we are doing a lot of that, as in making people to know what we are doing, what is wrong, what is right, but I'm calling on the public to collaborate more with us. If you say something. If you are not sure about something, walk up to any of us. We'll be glad to.
Okay. To help discharge your duties more effectively, are there new innovations that NAFDAC plans to implement to help you, maybe in terms of enforcement or any other thing that can actually make your work easier and more effective?
A lot. The current management is working on a lot of innovations to make the work easier and better, to meet up with the pace with which adulterators and all of them are doing what they're doing. One of them is traceability. We have traceability program going on. We are deploying that now. The first place I saw that thing going on was in Egypt, where I was in Egypt some times ago, and I was discussing with their food and drug director there in Egypt, and I picked the message, and he told me, Sir Martin, see, this batch of this product that is here, we can trace it to the last house that the thing was consumed.
That's technology.
That I was shocked, I was impressed. But I can tell you that NAFDAC is adopting that now. So very soon.
Is NAFDAC still planning, or are they already implementing?
We are implementing. We are in implementing stage. I think we have 5 stages of implementation, and we are in stage 3.
Okay.
So very soon, everything that is brought in, everything that is manufactured, that we will be able to trace where is it, who is the last person who used it, and that's an innovation. It's a major project that NAFDAC is doing to help safeguard the health of the nation.
And that will go a long way in scaring these people who bring in fake drugs or manufacture fake products even within.
Definitely, because what we want to do, we want to control distribution. All along, that issue of distribution in our law, we've been silent about it. But we discovered that that's a major area where we can actually lock out these fakers. So if we have a foolproof channel of distribution, we know where what is, and so anything that want to enter that channel, we will know that it's coming from outside and all of that. So it's a major thing that the agency is doing, and amongst all those other things we are doing, the agency is also working on making sure that we are certified as a body, so that any pronouncement we make here all over the world is taken and is standing. And so that also has impact on our local manufacturers. Anything we put our stamp on, we can sell it outside the country and all of that. So we have all of those things going on simultaneously. Huge work, I can tell you.
That's a good one. So apart from monitoring or controlling what's being imported into the country, do you also do that to what is being exported? Do you check?
We have export desk.
Okay.
We have at the ports, and we also have export desk in all the states of the federation.
So anything that is being exported must meet certain standard.
Yes, because we have. Unfortunately, once our people export things and it goes outside the country, especially has to be able to do with food and drugs and all of those things. Once it doesn't meet their standard there,
To be returned.
it will not only be returned, they will copy NAFDAC.
Oh.
So we get to receive a lot of those complaints from outside the country. So the current DG, Professor Mojisola is taking the issue of export very, very seriously. So training is going on, a lot of training is going on in that sector, setting of standards and the things that you need to do, and getting our own certificate, analysis and all of that before you export and all of that is going on. So we are seriously on that. There was a time we were working on a pilot something of beans, because we export a lot of raw materials, not finished goods, and even though primarily we will say it doesn't fall under our business, but once the thing crosses this border and there's an issue with it, they write NAFDAC. So we have to stop and then begin to take up all of these rules and make sure that whatever is exported meets the minimum required standard to the country where it's going.
I see. That's a good work there.
Thank you.
So the manufacturers here, especially in the southeast where you're in charge, before you came and now, can you say that now that what can you say about the level of compliance coming from the manufacturers? I mean, comparing it with what happened before you came and then now.
I would like to say it will be a little bit too early to compare.
Okay.
Yes, because when it comes to manufacturers, it's a whole different ballgame within here. We have a lot of challenges before I came. Let me explain that. Because we have this burden of many people that want to register their products, so they register. And so we have so many people that we have registered their products, and so following up and all of that, because the hands are a little bit not enough to do all the things we have to do and all the time. So prioritizing and putting times on different was a little bit of a challenge. But now attention is being given to that, and since we came here, I know that about 2 or 3 factories have been shut, because after getting their license, they started doing something we did not know. They started reducing the standard and all of that. And so let me also now say this, because the agency is doing post-market surveillance, and that's what I want to say. We buy products now with our money. Now that we go to the market, buy the products. We register the products. We buy it. That's what is called post-marketing surveillance.
Oh, okay.
And so we will not send it to the lab to be sure that what you give to us, because some people what they give to us when they are registering is different from what they produce for people after registration. So we go to the market, buy the products,
buy the one they've pushed to the market,
get the analysis done, and that has put a lot of companies in trouble. So we are doing that currently. We are doing that. That's why I told you there's a company, I want to mention it because I'm on air, but there's a company right now in the southeast that we bought their product. It's a pharmaceutical company. We bought their product. There's no active ingredient inside. Not far below. There is nothing inside, and so a lot of that is coming up. So to make sure that the manufacturers are on their toes, to make sure they do the right thing at the right time.
Oh wow. Okay, looking ahead, what's your aspiration in terms of NAFDAC delivering their duties effectively and manufacturers complying effectively too?
It's a two-way thing. NAFDAC is not all out just within the district. We're also out to encourage local manufacturers and even people who are bringing in. But the direction so far, with the way the country is going, is to encourage local manufacturers. So what we've been doing is to collaborate with them, let me use that word, to make sure they upgrade their facilities and to make sure that the relationship the relationship is symbiotic. We're able to help them to do well. It might take a little while for their products. It might be a little bit more expensive because they have to import new material, new machines and all of that, just to make sure you meet up to the international standards.
Yeah.
So we have all of that going on. So our expectation is that by the next 5 years, we want most of the things that are being consumed in this country, 70% of them to be made here. It should be a reversal of what we have currently, that 70% is important. So we want to have a mix of 70% being made here and of international quality. Yeah.
Amazing. And I'm hopeful that it's going to happen soon.
Very soon. Very soon. We are working towards that.
Okay, so in 30 seconds, what's your advice to the general public?
I would say, like late Professor Dora Akoyede used to say, shine your eyes. I tell everybody, shine your eyes when you're taking anything. Shine your eyes. Make sure that you check the place you buy.
Okay.
Check the labels. Check the amount, because sometimes you see a product that's being sold for, normally it's being sold for 5,000 naira, and suddenly somebody is offering you at 1,000 naira. You have to be careful. You have to be careful.
You should know that something is wrong.
You should know that something is wrong. So, in 15 seconds, I will say, Nigerians, shine your eye. What you put in affects your health, so you have to guard it jealously.
Okay, yes, that's a good one. Thank you very much. As we conclude the program today on A Stitch in Time, we want to really appreciate our guest, our special guest, NAFDAC Southeast Zonal Director, Pharmacist Iluyomade Martins. I hope I got that correctly.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for being
much.
here.
Thank you.
Okay, so
It's my pleasure.
yeah, so we should remember that consumer safety is a collective responsibility. It's everybody's business. So today you need to take action and support what NAFDAC is doing. That way, you will be safe. Your neighbor will be safe. On that note, we'll call it a day on today's edition of the program. It's Teaching Time, coming to you from Sunrise FM 96.1. My name is Precious Chwekezi. Don't forget that your life is precious, so guard it jealously.